Yeah.
Wow. Impressive.
Yep, 1/2 inch. So Don says we need silicone caulk before we put the metal onto the wood frame today.
Right. Well, we want to seal between the metal and the plywood, so water doesn't just automatically slip underneath the metal and get the surface of the plywood wet. My concern is that this is why the whole discussion yesterday.
Well, it was certainly part of it. Part of it was how to not have a bump for the carts, and the other part was water management.
Yeah, and so they basically recommended visqueen and for a vapor barrier, and consider caulking to seal, you know, to make it a little bit more weather tight. So I don't know about the visqueen. That plywood's always going to be damp, and I don't know, you know, once maybe the because the moisture from the ground.
Well, there's trapping it away and there's trapping it in.
That's right.
Yeah, it works both ways. So visqueen kind of makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, so I don't plan to do that, but I do plan to just put a bead to seal so the water won't be trying.
Yeah.
You know, it'll slow it up a little bit. It's going to get under there. It always does. I mean, you know, I'm just that lucky.
So my question for you is, what's the plan on the wood for the joist? Because I have this sneaking suspicion you're wanting to cut up that 2x8, 4x8, and make 2x4s out of it, and that's where the wood for the floor is coming from.
That's right.
The joist.
That's right. Well, they're not really 2x4s.
Right, they're a little beefier.
They're a little beefier because.
But that's a lot of sawdust.
Yeah, but we're not going to be doing all that lapping that made all the sawdust. It's just table saw stuff.
Well, we didn't have any place to really go yesterday, but when we go to Home Depot today, you can wear your new Tesla patriotic 4th of July sort of shirt.
Yeah, remember, Tesla's American-made car.
That's right. We're proud of that.
Yep.
So I am going to build this little great ball contraption. It's just a way to load balls and push them. It doesn't have a long ramp on it, this one. This one should be pretty easy. I do not have the kit to build it, so I'm going to be... The only part that I didn't think I had but found this morning is this part, so I should be all set to go. This is part of hydraulics. There is an actual real Lego hydraulics for like crane, the big boy crane kits, and this goes along with the hydraulics. So I have a bag of miscellaneous Technique Lego Mindstorms pieces, and that were never like filed away into compartments. So I'm going to see if I just happen to have what I need in that bag, which I've dumped into this tray. I think I'm going to have everything except for a couple of fairing pieces. Here's one that I may need to go to the garage for. I'm done with it. I'm missing 2 parts. Neither of them are keeping it from functioning properly. There's a decorative gear over here that makes the knob to turn it look prettier, but it has nothing to do with how it works. And the main way this works is, you'll notice here, this thing, when it comes down and underneath, it pushes the next ball in the chute up. Another ball falls in from the bottom, it pushes up, and that's how this works. So the balls would come out of here, come into the drop down area, go back up, and it would be circular. I only have 3 balls, so I can't demonstrate it until my balls come in later in the week. But I am able to see in there that it does correctly pop the balls. So it will work. It's just not today. And then the other piece I'm missing is right here, and it's what I would call a stability piece, but not related to the functioning. So when I find that piece or order that piece, I'll put it in there, but not a showstopper. I do believe that this can also be hooked up to some of the other ones in a loop. I think over here, these pins sticking out are where it's meant to hook up to other mechanisms. But that is, this pin is a little long, but that is how they left those. Filed away a lot of the parts into the bin as I worked and went back and forth looking for parts. I'm not gonna file the rest of these right now. I'll probably use them in the next project and continue to file as I go, or if I get bored, I'll come back and I'll file these away. I have all these parts in the bin, so putting them back in a Ziploc isn't really hurting me from doing projects. Off with the tarp, out with the saw.
Right.
Gearing up for
another day.
Shed floor day 2.
Yeah, but we still have to do some serious sawing today.
Yep.
We'll be making sawdust.
Right, it wouldn't be my life if the camera battery didn't die.
Poor kitten. The batteries, they just need, we need energy density. She needs at least 100x energy density.
Yeah, people want a 600-mile Tesla battery. I want a, well, at least a week.
Yeah.
So, tell us about that piece of wood you're holding on to.
Yeah, this is a 4x6 pressure treated. It was part of a swing set. A very long ago swing set. This is the old school stuff. This is not the new school stuff. And it's got copper and arsenic and all the good things.
It's not going to rot.
Yes, yeah. It'll be gone long. But I have no need for. I have another one just like it. It was a 16-foot 4 by 6, except for when I needed to move it, and I could. 16 foot was just way too long, even for the GMC. So I cut it into 2 8 foot pieces. So it actually is 8 feet because it was just a scooch over 16. And so when I cut it, and I cut it with a reciprocating saw, and I cut it very carefully. So I got it right at 8 feet. They are 8 feet. Anyway, long story short, I'm going to turn this into what we need to fill in every 16 inches on center. The structure here, I've sort of laid it out on the ground here. So we're I mean, this is our
Frame for the shed floor.
frame for the shed floor. So we're gonna make lots of sawdust. Oh, kitten, you will not believe the amount of sawdust we're gonna make.
I don't like sawdust.
I understand.
So we cut that 4 by 6 in half.
Right, 4 by 6 in half. So,
And now
42 inches. Squared up the ends and cut it to 41 inches, which is our final dimension.
And now we're going to push it through and turn it into meaty 2x4s.
That's right. They're going to be actually bigger than a dimension 2x4. So here's my
Meaty 2x4.
meaty more than 2x4s, 1 3/4 by 3.5. So it's a 1/4 inch thicker than a normal 2x4. Okay, and that's because that distance is what we needed to get it all. The 3/4 plus 1 3/4 is 2.5 inches, and that's how big the square box tubing is. It's 2.5 inches. So that's how we got the 2.5 inches. So like I told Marianne, we're going to custom cut these down to what we need. So I just left the saw at the 1 3/4 here, and of course the kerf came out of the extra little bit, you know.
So now Don's saying though that we're going to cut them in half one more time and get what they call a 2x2.
What they call a 2x2. Ours will be 1 3/4 by 1 3/4.
It'll be square.
They'll be square. Well, we're just using them. We're going to put a brick. We're going to, in the middle of these things, we're going to put something. We're not trying to span in free air that far.
Right.
Okay, we're only going to span half of that distance.
Gotcha.
Right? And so
We got lots of bricks.
I got two bundles of bricks over there. I got 1,000. I think it's 500 bricks in a bundle. So I probably have just shy of 1,000 bricks.
Yeah, we've been using them on projects, and we continue to use them as we can.
Right, burning up bricks. I need projects to burn up bricks.
Fire pit. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, my masonry skills are only worse than my carpentry. You know, it's just, you know, there's a pecking order.
See, Don wasn't kidding when he said we were going to make a lot of sawdust. There's a chance we could get some rain, so I want to get it out from under the carport before it gets wet. This gives you an idea where we're headed. Yeah. Oh, we've only got 6 cross pieces right now. There will be 7, not counting the ends, which makes 9. This piece that's by Don is not going to be there. That's just for demonstration purposes. The piece on the back side, however, will be there to support those pieces.
And then we're going to put the pressure treated side down and the bare side up best we can.
Right.
I mean, a couple of them, there are no
pressure treated sides.
Well, there's always have at least one. But on some of them, there's not very many.
All right, so you see where we're going with it. Well, we were getting lucky with rain all around us, but it wasn't raining here. Were being the operative word. No plant watering today.
No plant watering.
Probably no planting either. One of the kitties is under the van, but it's wet under there. I guess it's a good thing I emptied the rain gauge.
Yeah.
It's loud out. Yeah, it's going to be an inch or 2. Wow. Oh, that noise. It is kind of fun to be out here watching it, though, for a change instead of in the house. Well, it's been raining for over 15 minutes, and it's really wet out there, like super wet. So Don went and grabbed the umbrella and got me in the house, and we're going to put up the light fixture in the foyer, right? You know, we had wired it and had a temporary fixture up, and the real fixture came, but we were waiting for it to be cool enough. Well, needless to say, with all the rain out there, it's not too hot right at the moment. So Don said we'll do the light fixture now. Tux wants you to know he's a smart boy and he is safe and dry.
You can hand me the hammer.
He can hand you the hammer.
The hammer's in your white basket.
Okay. Don switched the box. Put up a box that's really good for the receptacle, the light fixture we're going to install. So that plate came with the fixture?
Yep, it sure did. Nice plate. I got my box even with the drywall, so I mean this actually looked pretty good.
Way cool. I'm excited about it. Be hooking up some more Wi-Fi light bulbs here in a minute.
Yeah.
And as we learned, one at a time. Yay, it's looking so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right, where's your light bulb?
But you got to go turn the breaker on. All right, and then
phone app launched.
I'll open it. So the bulbs are set up as foyer 1, foyer 2, and foyer 3, but the group, all the routines are just foyer. Alexa, turn foyer rainbow.
Okay.
Hopefully you can tell there's a red, a green, and a blue bulb. Alexa, turn foyer green.
Okay.
So I've got it working. I'm the consistency girl. I make sure all of the routines work the same. It's the A word, the word turn, the device, the routine name, on, off, or whatever color you want. And I haven't added all the colors, but if there's one somebody wants, I'll add it. All of the devices have green, blue, and red, and I don't know, maybe at Halloween time I'll add orange and purple. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Or Christmas, red and green. I think I did a Christmas for the eyeball lights. What? What is it? Huh? Hey, bud. This is midnight. Wow, Slate is actually allowing some real loving.